So when I was coming up with concepts for the music video, the part that tells the story, a lot of things I were looking at were kind of surreal, fake reality worlds. So I went to Daniel. Me and Daniel have been working together for like 6 years. He's our graphics guy, animator, After Effects, what else? Cinema, video editor. But anything I need done in After Effects or special effects wise, I always go to Daniel. So in this situation, I had an idea to put, I wanted to have a guy and a girl kind of in altered worlds, and they realize each other are in these altered worlds, then they're somehow going to get to each other. We had a few ideas of them breaking through a wall or going through some kind of portal, or we had one where we were going to have them like lift up the scene like a piece of paper or try to rip through the wall. So I didn't know what we could do or pull off. So I went to my guy Daniel, and I showed him the stuff. You know, after looking at all the ideas I had, what were some ideas that you had said, like, maybe we could do this, that will work, that won't work?
Yeah. Well, I was trying to think in terms of like practicality. What can we do without making it look fake? Because a lot of green screen, when it's all said and done, it looks really fake. You know, it just doesn't have that quality.
The organicness.
Organic.
Right.
So practically, what can we do with green screen, and how can we add our own effects to make it look, you know, alive, like real life?
So our first idea was we were going to have 2 separate sets. We were going to put the girl strictly on green screen and build her into this nice field of happiness, or she's in a good place. And we're going to put the guy into a forest, and we had a backdrop that we were supposed to borrow from a company down the street, which will remain nameless. And the day before we went to borrow this backdrop from them, the business owner's partner came in and he's like, "You guys aren't using that." So we had no set at all. So what do we do? So now we're gonna have to shoot both of them on the green screen, which is, it's exciting because now we can do whatever we want with him. But it's when you have the freedom to do whatever you want on a green screen, it's a little more nerve-wracking, because you don't, like, if we just had a forest with the backdrop of the forest, it's done, it's shot, it's in the camera, that's what you have. But now that we have this green screen behind us, it's like you can do whatever you want, which is kind of scary to have to wrangle in all these ideas into one concept, because.
Yeah, and that's part of the beauty of the green screen, is that you can be anywhere and shoot anything and put your subject anywhere that you like. But that's also the nerve-wracking part, like Adam was saying. When you have it in camera, you're done. You walk away. But with green screen, now we have to go back and post-process and try to get things to look real. So, and then the other hard part about the green screen is, you know how it looks when you shoot with an organic background, with a real background. You're like, hey, I lit this, it's done, everything looks gravy. But when you shoot with a green screen, you have to take into consideration lighting, what kind of environment you're putting the person into, perspective. Just shifting the camera up just a little bit, could change the perspective and make things look like totally weird. Where the viewer will say, there's something wrong about this, but I don't know what it is. It's just something that it makes me feel weird.
Right, if the angles are off, like, can I rebuild this in the computer and make this look like a real floor and a real wall? Did I shoot it the right way? Yeah, if the angle's off a little bit, the viewer's it smacks you in the face, and you're like, that's not real. That's not real. So, on this green screen, you put these pink spots, which I guess are tracking markers. Mm-hmm. You want to explain that a little bit?
Sure. So when you're doing green screen, one of the telltale signs that you can tell it's green screen is like when your actor's moving and the camera's moving, but then the background's like either still or it just doesn't, it's a little bit off. So what the tracker markers do is it tells your program the 3D perspective. It gives like little points that as you're moving the camera, those tracker points are moving in the correct 3D perspective, and then it basically translates that camera information into the program so that when you're adding other elements into that 3D space, it connects those elements to that 3D space so that it moves kind of like in a real-time, real-world type of movement.
So it's kind of necessary if you're doing camera moves on a green screen, because I know what you say. If you just put a person on green screen and you move the camera, the background has this weird, it kind of shifts parallel to them, even if they're at an angle, and it looks, you can just tell, bam, that's not real. But I guess with these tracking markers, you're going to be able to kind of put the background as a fabric behind them that will move as we do camera movements with the actor.
Right, all right.
Right?
Right.
So the base for the story still is kind of up in the air, because the band has a few ideas. They want to do this thing where, like, how does the girl know that the guy's there, or how does the guy know that the girl's there? Daniel had an idea to do this thing where a tear comes off of her eye, goes into the other guy's world, hits him in the face. He realizes that she's there. We also have, she's got a long flowing dress. We're going to pin her into the scene. And I had an idea of taking one of the trains of the dress and have it kind of flying into his world. Maybe he sees the train of this dress, and Jack and the Beanstalk set up there or something. I don't know. So we got those two ideas. We might punch through a wall to get over there. The main thing is today, though, is we have these actors for, I think, 4 or 5 hours each. We have to be efficient today because I'm paying a male actor and a female actor. There's a scene where they're separate, and there's a scene where they're both together. So I need to shoot the male scene, then I need to shoot them both together, get the male out of here so I don't have to pay him anymore, and then shoot the female scenes. I mean, ideally, you would like to shoot everything in order, but you have to think of these things when you're, speaking of budget and paying people. Like, you don't want someone sitting there for 3 hours when they're charging, $50, $100 an hour. You got to get them out of there. So we're gonna have to shoot things a little bit out of order today. But also, like I was saying, we have all these different ideas of how the models are gonna interact. We have like 3 different endings we're gonna try. But we have the time, we got the talent, so we're gonna shoot all scenarios possible. That way, when Daniel and me go to edit, we can have options. If this ending doesn't work, or it looks like, if it looks fake or something, then we can try something else. But the main goal today is to shoot all the different scenarios that we have in our minds. And so when we go to edit, we have all those options available to us. So this is like the first scene of the story part where the town's been blown apart, and he's going to get up out of the rubble, Barney Rubble, and he sees this part of her dress. This is one of the scenarios we're going to shoot. Maybe he sees a part of her dress here, and then he goes up to it, starts pulling it out of the debris. And then it's going to be, I'm going to move in closer, get close-ups of his eyes, his hands, emotion, things to build drama. And then he's going to go off and find her that way. That's one of the scenarios we're going to do, of him knowing that this girl is there. But also we're going to have the, I think when he picks the dress up and holds it, that's when we're going to have the wind or the tears going to hit him in the face, which is another element we're going to try to pull in here. So I don't know. At this point, it's like you got to start shooting and get going and get the first shot in the can, and you just keep going from there, because there's been a lot of waiting around and doing makeup and getting this built, and it's 11:30. We haven't even shot anything yet. So I just really want to hit record and get one shot going, and then after that, I'll get moving and get this thing done today. So I'm feeling good. We got the first green screen shot out of the way. I have not worked with this male model before, but feeling good. He's taking direction very well and get me what I want. A couple of the shots we only did one take on. So now I think we're going to break for lunch and then bring the male and the female together, get their shots, so that way I can get what I need with both of them together, cut the male model, then keep the female model for the rest of the day, and get the solo shots I need of her. So that's where we're at right now. And Daniel had an idea for one last shot he wanted to do on the green screen. I don't really see what he wanted to do there, so I'm just gonna trust him and let him run that, and hopefully it'll be a nice addition to what we've already shot today. This concept on paper, when done in Photoshop, was pretty simple. I thought so, but now that we have you on set, and we initially had it lit closer, but we have these trains going off in every different direction, so we really had to be conscious of clearing the set and giving Daniel enough area of green screen to be able to key out a nice scene on the background, and also having even light on the trains because they have to be lit all the way back to the camera. So it's a very complex set, and you are pinned in, so no potty breaks for a little bit. So we need to get through this fast so that she's comfortable, she can go to the bathroom, and we can get this scene done and move on to the next one. So, you ready?
Really? Yeah.
Hey guys, what an exciting day. We're finally wrapped here for the end of the music video shoot. It's fun to watch the concept come into reality. A lot of the stuff we planned, we didn't get to shoot, but that's good because we over-planned a lot of shots and tried different things and tried a few trick shots with the band and the ashes and all that stuff. So now is the fun part where me and Daniel get to take all this stuff into post and play around with the green screen and see what kind of story we can put together from all the things we shot here in the last couple days.